Hello, I'm Yaku. This is my workshop, Jewelry Works. Thank you for clicking the link. Here in England, we buy tubes. We can just buy tubes of any length, any thickness, any diameter. You get spoiled with the choice. We have a request.
We were served. You served us up a question. We're serving you a video.
I basically was asked how to create these tubes because the suppliers that in this particular area don't supply that. So it's another plate construction to 3D. It's not necessary if you're doing a single stone setting, unless you're doing quite a few settings, it's quite handy. This is going to be a flat plate, which I'm going to curve and create a tube, and hopefully it will answer the question which we were dealt with. You know how it works. This channel is steered by everybody's comments. This channel is for you. Take some jazz music and put it down right here.
Okay.
The very simplest way to do this, if you know what the diameter of your stone is and you times it by pi and you close it up, you're kind of like going to end up with the size of the tube being exactly the size of the stone that you're looking to set on top of it. So here's the advice, and that is another Goldsmith workshop secret. Go bigger. Go a bit bigger. If you're working for a 4mm stone, make your plate wide enough so that if you had to bend it around, that it will accommodate, say, a 6 or a 7mm stone. Because you're making a tube, we're going to be drawing this through a drawing plate. That means by going bigger and you keep going smaller, you can actually adjust the tube to exactly where you want it. So there's no need for fine calculations on this. The advice is to go slightly bigger, and what I mean by that is if you take the stone size from point to point, the diameter, you times that by pi. If you wanted the stone to be seated in that, you plus the actual thickness of the metal and then times it by pi. Go bigger than that measurement so that you can draw it to a size that's bigger, and as you're going through the draw plate, it will compress the whole time and you'll get it to exactly where you want it. Use a flat plate. Make sure that the plate is long enough. The size that I'm working with over here, I'm working with a 0.3mm thickness on my metal. That sounds minute, but remember, by the time it becomes a tube and you're compressing it, it actually thickens up again. So 0.3 makes it nice and manageable for me. And by the time we have to draw it out, like I say, the compression of the metal brings it right back to where you want it to be. Once you've made the strip, make sure you've got the strip long enough. I mean, you're going to continuously, you're going to bend this, you're going to bring it together to a point, then you're going to draw it out and you're going to continuously lengthen it up. But what's the harm in making a little bit extra? You know, it's better to do a little bit longer and then you've got some excess for later on than to run short and then you have to go through the whole process again. I'm using a swage block to bend this material in. This is typically what I believe a swage block is for long pieces of material like that. A lot of people like to file a little bit of a V in the front. I've cut a little V in the front with a set of shears. That's not really even necessary because once you've gotten a basic shape and you want to start with the drawing, you can just use the first 5 to 10 millimeters in the front, compress it with a roller so you've got something to grip on to draw it through. Now you're annealing it as well all the way through, but by the time it gets to a point where it just about touches, you give it a final anneal and put it through the draw plate. What you're looking for is those two parts to touch. It doesn't have to be absolutely tight, and if you go too far it will fold into each other, so you don't want to go that far as well. They need to touch, and then you drop a piece of solder, give it a space, drop another piece of solder, giving it a space, drop another piece of solder, give it a space, right from the front to the back. then once you draw it through again, you've got structure because of the solder, and then you drop some more solder and draw all that solder all the way to the top. You now have your tube, and from here onwards you can just make it smaller and smaller as you're going through the draw plate. I hope this made sense to you. This is a very short video just explaining some more plate construction, which I've referred to in our previous plate construction video, is a dyeing art. And I hope that you make use of this. I hope this helps you in your trade. And I hope that we've answered the question. If there's any more questions, you know exactly where to put them. Thank you very much for watching the videos, as per usual. Next Sunday, there'll be a next one. There'll be a next one, Dee?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we really are working hard at getting next ones.
And we're trying to keep on top of the social media, so we'll pop the handles
There's social
down.
media, there's handles there. You can click on those to go. A lot of people are chatting with me on Instagram. Comments are great. It's actually growing. It's giving us a good response so far. So thank you very much once again. See you next week. Cheers. The millimeter in our world is like that size.
Never mind the like teeny tiny absolute minute screws that are like less than a millimeter.
Yeah, but those are aliens that make them. We can't understand.
I know, but then you drop it.
No, but I mean, again, aliens make those. We can't. We have no say over it.
Oh yeah. Well, but the thing is, we have control most of the time, unless we drop it.
Yeah, we have no control over alien technology whatsoever. 111.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. No, that's like dancing in theatre, isn't it?